I'm Clint Whitney, General Manager of Glendale Country Club, and I'm here today with Carl Siddick, who is our club president. And our purpose here today is to talk a little bit about the bunker renovation project that many of you should be aware of at this point. Carl, can you tell us today kind of the purpose behind being here and what these videos that we're sharing are intended to do?
You know, I think of my time on the board the last 4 or 5 years, there's two things that members say to us all the time. What's next? And keep us informed. And so when it comes to the bunkers, we did the survey in 2013, and there was a clear indication there at that survey that the members wanted us to start doing the due diligence and putting bunker renovation as a project. So it was put on the 5-year plan at that point. Then in 2016, of course, the survey we did, again, an even higher percentage of people said that we should look at renovating the bunkers. So the purpose of this video is really to educate the members on what the process is leading up to the vote for the bunker renovation project.
We appreciate that information, Carl, and it's evident that bunkers have been an important topic over the club in the last few years. Tell us about some of the issues that are relating to the bunkers that make this project a necessity or of importance.
Yeah, you know, Clint, really when you talk to the members, you hear this thing called lack of consistency. It has been over 17 years since our bunkers have been renovated. And the typical life of a bunker is about 15 years. So they're definitely at the end of their life cycle. On the surface, it's easy to think that we could just throw a little sand in the bunker, or maybe it's a maintenance issue. Unfortunately, we are beyond that at this point. So a couple of the issues, or a few of the issues with the bunkers is they're rocky, they're too steep, the liners have failed, which cause contamination of the sand. That's why you can't just keep adding sand. We have drainage issues. And so what this really leads to is playability issues as well as increasing maintenance costs. Also, the bunkers are out of date. Their faces are too high. The exit and entry points are difficult to get in and out of many of the bunkers. And we have strategic issues for a number of bunkers where they're just not, with the change of equipment and technology, they're just not strategic as they need to be.
Carl, thanks for highlighting some of the areas and some of the issues that we're facing in these bunkers. And I know that we're going to bring some experts in to talk about this a little bit. But can you go a little bit deeper and maybe talk about some of the things that are going to be covered in these series of videos of the members?
And again, these videos, I probably should have said this up front, it's the content that matters in these videos. This is obviously produced by us, so please don't be too critical of the editing techniques and the camera techniques. It's all about the content. But what we want to cover in the videos is a few things. First thing we're going to do is we're going to talk to Larry Gahuli, who's the USGA agronomist for the Northwest. He actually comes to Glendale every year to do an assessment, so he's very aware of our course, and he's the one that's helped us understand the issues with the bunker. So we'll have a video talking about that. Secondly, we're going to have a video with Mark Miller, who's the golf course architect, and Steve Keeley, and they're going to talk about some of the design elements that would be done if this bunker project passes, how the bunkers would look. Then we're going to talk about green surrounds. Steve will spend some time talking about the surrounds of these bunkers and what we're potentially will do with the surrounds. And then lastly, Brian Whiteside will talk about costing, timing, all the issues on the financial side. So the idea, of course, is to educate us as members, and we'll be presenting in detail in March at the annual meeting of the members. And we're going to meet again probably April or May when everybody's back from the desert to do that again, and then the vote will be held in June.
So certainly the scope of this project is fairly large. The costs associated with it will be generally beyond what you would expect in a normal capital year. One of the questions that came up in the survey is assessments and the frequency of assessments. Can you talk to assessments at the club in general and kind of their purpose?
So yes, assessments are always a concern of the members. The club has had a few assessments in the last 10 years, 3 or 4, but there was a period of 14 years prior to this where we had no assessments. Now everybody thinks, well, that's great, no assessments. But unfortunately, it's not that great, because then you start running into deferred maintenance and the club starts to have problems. Next thing you know, you have threadbare carpets, roofs that don't work, bunkers that are falling apart. And so absolutely this would take an assessment, and that's why the members need to be educated, and the members will vote, and the work will only be done if the members approve it.
I appreciate that information very much. One of the things I think that often gets lost or just not understood by the members is the amount of money that is invested on an annual basis in capital improvement dedicated to the golf course. In 2016, we invested over $350,000 in golf course related items. In the coming year for 2017, an additional $400,000. Most of that is keeping up with the status quo. It's the replacement of equipment. A simple rough mower that we'll purchase in 2017 will cost us nearly $75,000, not to mention the other equipment that we need to purchase. So when we look to do these larger projects, they do require an assessment, so I appreciate your explanation of that. Any closing thoughts or anything that you'd like to add with regard to the project or the videos?
You know, a golf course is not static. You know, it's dynamic, it's a living entity. It's always changing, it's always evolving through growth, weather, play, other factors. We have a unique and beautiful property in the heart of a growing city and one of the best private golf courses in the area. You know, it's with that constant care and due diligence, with the view of the future that we will maintain its greatness. As a board, we've heard the members' feedback about the bunkers. And then the communications we've done over the past year, these videos and upcoming meetings are designed to help you make an educated decision. So I just ask the members to please keep informed during this process. Come to the meetings, read the emails, read the newsletters, and so you can make an educated decision at the time.
Carl, we appreciate your time today and sharing this kind of introduction and the information shared. Certainly, as management and as the Board of Trustees, our goal is to provide you with as much information as possible well in advance so that you can make your decision based on knowledge and that you've been educated well on this program. We encourage you to take the time to view these videos, and if you have questions, to reach out to members of the board or management so that we can provide you with the information you need. Thank you for your time, and we appreciate all that you do for Glendale Country.